so I'm gonna go over all of my homebrew rules for D&D. I made short rests as they are. I'm thinking about doing short rests happening automatically. I don't know how that works. I mean, usually the players have an hour between every fight either way. I might just change the duration that a short rest takes to like 30 minutes or 10 minutes. After you complete the short rest, you regain 1/4 of your spent hit dice. Then winding down is a new thing. It sort of replaces the long rest. You basically take 6 hours to sleep, which you still need. And you can basically use it as a short rest also. And you regain half of your hit dice. A long rest takes like 24 hours of just relaxing and being comfortable. That's meant to make long rests a lot more difficult and make resource management a lot more important, basically. And I'm also fiddling around with some downtime activity rules for those long rests. So like here, you can make like project roles. And I'm thinking you can slice the 24 hours into 6 portions and you can do 6 things during the long rest, but maybe I'm overcomplicating it. Then, obviously healing potions bonus action. Replicant sorcery was like, if you saw someone cast a spell, you could try and cast the spell as well on your next turn, and you would roll on the wild magic table, like the 2024 one that I ended up going with for sorcerer, because the sorcerers need a boost, and I think 2024 did that really well with that ability, where it increases your spell saving throw and stuff, your spell DC and stuff. I'm using the monk from Bone Wizard. Bone Wizard made that monk, and I really like them. I made the thief subclass a lot more powerful, which Blood Hunter, I mean, I've given up on the Blood Hunter. I hear Laser Llama has a really good Blood Hunter, so maybe I'll look at that. I debuffed Twilight Domain clerics because they're crazy. I gave the Rune Knight some more rune options. I made Lay on Hands a bonus action, and I changed that now. That's no longer a thing because that's also like way too good. But there was a good reason for having it at the time, but now I don't see that reason anymore, and I also made I gave this subclass a little more utility power because I felt it wasn't super utilityful. I made counterspell so that you make an ability check with your spellcasting ability instead of just automatically making that work. Polymorph, banishment, hypnotic pattern, all of those like just fight-ending spells, I've debuffed to make it so the target repeats the saving throw at the end of their turn to make the game like playable. Initiative. This is one of the things that I'm not sure is good. I really like it going back and forth between the bad guys and the party. And I implemented once where like a party turn and a bad guy turn, and that didn't go super well. So I mean, you know, we'll see, but if that is not okay, then delaying your turn works just as well. Conditions, I made exhaustion so that it's a -1 penalty per level, except 10. Invisibility has been fixed. I added the slowed condition. I also added the dazed condition. I should look over the updated, because this isn't totally updated. Downed and dying, I made it so that instead of like being unconscious while dying, because that's just not as dramatic, right? I made it so that you are conscious, but you just can't really do anything. Heroic Inspiration. You can do a bunch of shit with Heroic Inspiration, which is really good and really powerful, but you can only have up to your proficiency bonus, so it is like limited in that way. And I mean, it works pretty well, and I made it so that your inspiration resets to 0 at the end of a long rest. So, and this is also something I stole from 4th edition, where every other encounter you have Well, yeah, every third encounter you have, I think, you get one action point in fourth edition. I basically just made that here with you get one inspiration every odd numbered encounter. Stacking advantage, I mean, yeah, it works. It hasn't caused too many problems. Limit break is like this. Yeah, it's basically like um breaking the limits of your character, suffering a consequence to turn around something in a really dire situation. I love death. No, these are just like the Matt Mercer rules where it's more of a process to resurrect someone, which I like a lot because it makes death more important. Bone Wizard, I stole this from Bone Wizard. Basically, every weapon has different weapon properties, and you can use them an amount of time equal to plus one, 1 plus your strength, and you recover all of them at the end of your long rest. And the saving throw bases on your strength. All of the reason it's strength and not strength or dexterity is because I like strength is the weakest stat by far, especially in a game which doesn't use encumbrance. And I don't think I'm gonna use encumbrance because encumbrance is really not fun. But in a game which doesn't use encumbrance, strength is just a really not good, not good stats. That's it. Like you only use it for that one thing. It's not like it doesn't have any utility because there's one strength based skill. Strength saves are incredibly rare and they're usually not as bad as like Constitution saving throws or Wisdom saving throws, or God forbid Dexterity saving throws. So I made that a little better. Skill challenges, which I really enjoy. These are the skill challenge rules which I adapted to 5th edition. Complexity, levels, DCs, and XP you get. Tactical initiative, which didn't really go over too well. Here I added dazed, flanked, and flanking, marked, and bloodied. So I'm using bloodied from 4th edition. And marked is like I also basically adapted this from 4th edition. The DMG in 5th edition has a similar mark thing, but it's just not nearly as interesting. I made it so, when you mark a creature, it has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against you. I think that it will make tanking a lot better. Then finally, flanking. I really like flanking. I feel like it makes fights a lot more mobile. It makes you think about where you are a lot more. Now I'm saying this knowing that in the last few fights that my party has had, it was just a very tight space. Everywhere it was like one was like on a moving cart, so there wasn't a lot of space. Um, you know. So, I'm sure it'll be fine. Um, companions. Oh yeah, these are the companion rules from MCDM. I have a charging attack, which I also kind of stole from 4th edition. I'm stealing a lot of stuff from 4th edition, I'm realizing. You basically dash as an action and make a melee weapon attack, which doesn't count as like the attack action, so extra attack doesn't stack with it. And I think it also just gives it's just better for martials. Yeah, I'm one of the big things that I'm trying to do is buff martials. Defense bonuses. This is something I made that is just like good. It's basically like you add half your proficiency bonus to all of the saving throws you aren't proficient with. You have the same stat in something as you did at level 1. Imagine this. And this is something that happens a lot, especially with like people who dump certain stats. There's no point in increasing them. So they have the same saving throw in a stat as they do like fucking at level 20. And then at level 20, the saving throws DCs are like DC 25. Succeed this DC 25 saving throw with your 8 in that ability score. Like, you're not gonna succeed it. So getting that half proficiency bonus gives you a +3, which just makes it like at level 20. At level 1, it gives you a +1. At level something something, it gives you a +2. And then heroic feat, characters get a free feat at level 1. Healing Surge, this is the big thing. I stole from the DMG. As a bonus action, you spend your hit dice and add your con modifier to each hit die you roll. and you regain hit points. Me adding this is also the reason I'm okay with not having lay on hands be a bonus action. How could I forget Kibbles Tasty's variant martial progression? Um, yeah. So this is basically like another big buff to martials. This is I believe the way Kibbles Tasty said is this is meant to give martials something that spellcasters don't have. Um, so what it does, it basically just makes them a lot more useful and have more utility and be more powerful. So they get another skill at 5th level, another skill at 7th level, another feat, extra attunement slots, and another saving throw proficiency, and eventually expertises and stuff like that. So I think that just makes it a lot better. And then if it like you get it at 2/3 the rate, and then if you're a paladin, you get it at, if you're any half caster basically, you get it at 1/2 the rate. So then at like level 20, you get the level 10 features. At level 10, you get the bonus skill, blah blah blah. And then at for any like full caster or a scion, for example, you get 0. So that is, I believe, everything. Every homebrew that I'm using, every homebrew rule. Yeah.